Hello there. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about your options for year 10. Okay, so basically all pupils in year 10 and 11 still get a core PE lesson. So you still do similar sort of activities to you're doing currently. So some football, some netball, some fitness-based activities, some athletics. That's 2 hours in year 10 and sadly only 1 hour in year 11. So you all do some PE still. However, for those of you who've got a real passion for the subject and you really enjoy the subject, there is an option to take an examination in the area of physical education. Okay, you're lucky enough to get to choose between two different qualifications. Okay, a GCSE PE and a level 1-2 technical award in health and fitness. Now, both of these are really, really good courses, but they're both very, very different, both in the way they're examined and in the way that they're taught and delivered. So you need to think very, very carefully about which one is best for you. First option is a GCSE physical education. Okay, and we follow the OCR spec, and you can see the link to that specification there at the bottom if you want to look at it in more detail. For this course, 60% of your grade is going to be based on your performance in 2 exams, and you sit those 2 exams at the end of year 11. Okay, so paper 1 is based around the systems of your body and how they respond to exercise and the principles of training your body. So you look at the muscle system and you have to name the different muscles. And you look at different ways of training. So we'll look at weight training, we'll look at testing muscular strength, we'll look at testing muscular endurance. Okay, you'll look at the heart and the lungs and the way they respond and react. Paper 2 looks more at sports psychology. So how do we react to different situations? How do we learn differently? How, as a coach, can we look at different training methods to help people learn different skills? And we look at sport in society. So we look at the impact of drugs on society, of violence in sport, and funding in sport. So the important thing to remember there is 60% of your final mark. Now you're going to get 5 lessons over a fortnight. Okay, now only 2 of those are going to be practical. Some will have a practical element, but 2 will be sport-based. The rest will still be in a classroom. This isn't like, oh, we're just going to get to play sport. You are going to have to study these subjects, okay? So that means each week you'll have at least 1 lesson in a classroom, and in that lesson, obviously, there'll be homework connected. All right, so there is a big element of learning still. On top of that, 10% of your final grade is made up from your performance in a controlled project assessment. Okay, and that's based around your own personal strengths and weaknesses. So you look at yourself as a footballer or a hockey player or a rugby player or a swimmer, and you'll look at what you're good at, what skills you're really strong at, what skills perhaps you need to work on a little bit, and then you'll put together a program to help you improve. So that's done over about 14 weeks, and there's lots of help and support, but it's quite a big project for 10%. The thing that sells GCSEP to most people is the fact that 30% of your grade is based on your performance in 3 different physical activities. Okay, so if you are a strong sports performer and you do well in your PE lessons in your game, so if you're getting sort of like in that M2, M3 band for most of your sports, then you should do fairly well at GCSE PE. Okay, but it is only 30%. So even if perhaps you're only getting the M1, M2s at the minute, if you're willing to work hard, there is a chance, okay? But there are 3 activities. Now, lots of us are very good at 1 sport. Some are lucky to be good at 2. But how many of us are really good at 3? One of those must be a team game. So hockey, basketball, volleyball, football, netball, okay? One of them must be an individual activity. So for most of us, there's things like athletics, might be swimming outside of school, table tennis, a lot of our students cover now as well. Okay, but it's got to be a sport that you play on your own. The other sport can be any one of your choice. So it can be either a team or an individual. You can use some sports that you do outside of school. So for example, horse riding is on there, dancing is on there. If you do lots of gymnastics, trampolining is another individual one lots of our students pick up and study as well. So you're going to need to think carefully, have you got 3 activities that you're strong at? If you're in doubt, come and ask one of your teachers, okay? And we can help you think about what sports you might be able to work on to get to a decent grade. Okay, so quick overview, 60% is an exam at the end of year 11. 30% is basically how good are you at 3 different sports or activities. And the final one is that controlled assessment that you will do in your lessons. okay, on personal performance. Okay, so that's your GCSE physical education. Your other choice is your NCFE level 1-2 technical award in health and fitness. Now, this is not a GCSE, so it's based on a pass merit distinction, level 1 and 2, okay, but it does carry the same weight. So if you were to get distinction star, that's equivalent to a level 9 at GCSE. If you were to get a level 2 pass, then that would be equivalent to a level 4 at GCSE PE. All right. Now, the most important thing to realize about this course is it's designed to help those with an interest in the leisure and fitness section and a real passion for health and fitness. All right. This is not a sport-based course. The GCSE is sport-based. This is fitness and health-based. Okay. So we won't be playing football. We won't be playing hockey. We might do some fitness work to improve rugby or fitness work to improve gymnastics. So we might link some of our fitness work to it, but it's fitness and health based. Okay. So you need to be really keen on your fitness. So 40% of your mark in this comes from your exam. So it's 60% at GCSE, it's 40% for VCERT. Now, the difference is we sit this exam at the end of year 10. If you don't get a grade that is suitable for you or good enough for you, you can resit that exam in year 11. Okay, that's not an option we get with the GCSE. So if you're not very confident in exams, there's less material on this exam, so it's much slimmer in terms of how much you have to know. All right, and you can redo it, so you get sort of 2 chances at it. Okay. Again, though, it's based on similar stuff. It's based on how your body responds to exercise. So we look at the same things. We look at the muscles and skeleton, how they're impacted by physical activity, and health and fitness testing. So we look at different ways of measuring different levels of health and different levels of fitness. Okay, so it's a little bit different there. And that's a 1-hour exam. I should have said the GCSE exams, they're both 1 hour long. So 2 1-hour exams. Here we've got 1 1-hour exam. 60% of your grade comes from your synoptic project. So the biggest part comes from your project work. And we start this after Christmas in year 11. So year 10, we work on our exam. First half of year 11, we work on our synoptic project. Okay, and then after Christmas, we begin that synoptic project. You will be given a client within the class, and you'll be responsible for measuring their health and fitness through different materials that will teach you how to do. So looking at lifestyle questionnaires, looking at different fitness tests you can do with your client. You will then design a fitness program for your client, and they will go through that fitness program, and you will evaluate that program. So basically all of the ideas on how to improve fitness, how to different training methods, different ways of measuring and monitoring fitness, different ways of maintaining motivation through fitness will be studied in that. So we get 21 hours to complete that project. You hand it in, we mark it. And again, the nice thing with VCERT is if it's not quite up to the standard that you'd like, you get a second resubmission. So you get to tweak little bits of your project and then re-hand it in. Okay, so that's a big difference between the VCERT and the GCSE. Okay, the GCSE, if you're very strong academically, very confident, that's a little bit more accessible for you. You can have a little bit more support with the exam and the project based on the VCERT. Okay, that's not to say if you're really, really academic and you love all of your science and stuff, and that you really into fitness, you could still do the VCERT, and we've had students do that before and get obviously outstanding marks on that project. Okay, but to understand, both of them come with a high element of learning, a high element of classroom-based activity. Okay, so let's just sum that up and look at the differences. Please don't go heads or tails, don't toss a coin. Don't just think, oh, my friend's doing that, so I'm going to do that one. GCSE is sport-based. Okay, so it's based on competitive sport and how good you are. That's the thing to stress, that 30% of your mark is purely based on how strong you are. If you're not the strongest performer in the world, though, that doesn't mean you can't make a success of the GCSE PE course. Okay, if you love the subject and you're really interested in it and you get really, really good grades, you're looking at 70% of your mark coming purely from your understanding. All right, so you can still access your level 7s quite easily. But in order to get the 8s and 9s, you've got to be good at it academically and also have that really strong sport base. Okay. However, level 5s and 6s are very, very good grades, as we know. Okay, and you can access those just through very hard work, really, over the 2 years. It is heavier on the exam weighting, though. Okay, we've seen that 70% is going to come from your ability to do your exam and that piece of coursework. The VCERT, however, though, is not sport-based. It is fitness-based. It is different methods of training. We'll do weight training. We'll do Olympic lifting. We'll do HIIT training. We'll do flexibility training. We'll do continuous training. Okay, we'll do lots and lots of fitness-based stuff. Okay, lots of measuring of our fitness, lots of measuring of our health. Physical ability does not matter. Okay, it doesn't matter how fit you are. It doesn't matter how good you are at those activities, but you've got to love doing it, because Mr. Kemp's going to make you do it lots and lots of times. Okay, we're going to spend lots of time going through different fitness activities. And again, if you find them hard, it doesn't matter as long as you understand how to put them together. Okay, and how to do it. But be prepared to do physical activity. It is heavy on coursework. Okay, so that whole of year 11 will be based around getting ready for that coursework, sitting in front of a computer, making sure that we've got the skills to do the project after Christmas. Good point though is we can resubmit our coursework and redo our exams. Okay, so that basically is our outline of the GCSE and the VCERT. If you're in any doubt, please talk to us when we're back in school, or drop us an email and ask us any questions you've got. There's an outline in the options booklet for you. Okay, and as I said, the best thing to do is to talk to us. All right, if you're thinking about doing either or of these subjects, come and speak to us and say, look, I'm interested in it. Do you think I can manage to do it? The honest answer is, if you love it and you're passionate about it, we want you to do the course. All right, we want you to make a success of it. All right, but we want you also to make sure you choose the one that you have a better chance of having success at. Okay, I hope you're all well. Please let us know if you need any help or support. Okay, you can email me on jameskemp@dishigh.co.uk if you've got any questions after watching this. Thank you. Take care.